How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. We're reacting to some more Daredevil Season 1, Season 2, Episode 3, New York's Finest. Now, I would like to amend my prediction from last time. My prediction was that the Punisher's family probably got caught up in something revolving the drug trade, and that's why he's going after them now. But I think more specifically, it's going to be that he was on the force, and a criminal went after his family for revenge, and now that's why he's doing everything that he does now. So that's my prediction, that he used to be on the force, and that's why it's going to be New York's Finest. In this episode, it's going to be about New York's Finest in the past, his flashback. Or maybe not his flashback. This will probably be something actually closer to, maybe we'll get a flashback, but it'll probably be something closer to, I don't remember what episode it was, but the one with Matt and the Russian brother, not Anatoly. Which was the other one? It was Anatoly and, I don't know. But the other guy, the more important one, that one that had more screen time, I can't remember his name. Yeah, the whole episode with them two just in the building, kind of talking back and forth, and sort of realizing that they're not that different, and you know, that everybody has the right to change, and everybody's got emotions, and you can empathize with a criminal even in the same way. And so I think that's what we're going to get here with Daredevil and Punisher. I think Punisher is the one who maybe knocked Matt out and sort of dragged him off, but he isn't going to kill him because, you know, he's not just going to kill anybody. Similar to, like, he shoots up a hospital, which is this big thing where, you know, to the public it seems like he's just like a shooter, right? A random shooter that's coming in. They don't know what he's doing. They just think he's there to kill anybody. And even Karen and Grotto and stuff, even aside from the fact that he's coming after them, he is also opening fire in a hospital, which is proving to them that he is like this insane, crazy, evil guy. Whereas in his own head, he's probably like, you know, I'm the Punisher. I'm not going to hit anybody. There's going to be no straight bullet or anything like that. So I'm not doing anything wrong. Sure, I'm scaring the hell out of them, but it's all for the greater good. So this is interesting. I think that's, you know, what we're going to get. That's his sort of mindset of, it's fine because I'm not actually hurting anybody else. But he's still basically a terrorist because he is just instilling terror in people. Either way, let's jump into this episode and see what the hell is going to go down between the two of these two. Boy, this is a lot of symbolism, especially for this season, because Matt is very similar to the Punisher in a way. You know, he is taking on the sins of the city himself. He's allowing himself to possibly die doing all of this. Okay. So, gonna have ourselves an interview. And he's probably gonna be like, you know, why aren't you killing them? I should just kill you because you're just making my job harder.
Morning sunshine.
I'm so ready for this, man. You're in his control.
Don't give a shit about who you are.
Why am I still alive?
It's not like he was after you. Jesus Christ. Like, they're really setting off as even more of a badass than Matt is. He stitches himself up. I mean, Matt's blind.
You sure carry yourself like a soldier.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't seem just like he was in the cops or something. I thought he was ex-military.
Claire, Janet, pick up. If you get this, I'm in the ER. We need to talk. Holy shit.
You stop hassling me and go after this psycho who blew away my crew. That's him.
So, these are just people from the crews that are getting hit. Jesus. And this is just like, I don't want to say this collateral damage because these are probably also people he's gonna go back and kill again.
Relax, all right? What you told me again? Quiet. Sit down.
And now all these are in the hospital together. It's gonna start a big war.
I've got my own plan now. Getting out of this hellhole while I'm still breathing. Until that donut of a lawyer and the blind man, they can kiss my ass.
Grotto, please.
You can go to hell.
And yeah, it's like, man, we try to help the criminals who want to change, but it's like, fuck, man, the system really makes it hard to do that. And so then they don't really have much of a choice but to just go back to crime.
You can stop now. Walk away.
That ain't what he's about.
Walk away. Could you do that? Could you walk away?
Yeah, you can't do it either. Talk and talk and talk, but you can't. Well, can't either. What you both think you're doing is what you think is the right thing to do. God, the crack over
about
the
New York.
thing is so cool.
Few people are actually from here. The ones who are, they don't leave. They can't. They feel like the city's a part of them. You know?
Again, I love how much
One
New
day
York
something changes. Maybe they
is
go
a character itself in all
and
these
then they
kind of
have to leave.
series.
They have to get out. See the world, maybe. Maybe they enlist. Where'd they send you?
You're shrink red.
I love seeing him gear up for all this too.
When you're not wearing the long johns, right?
I'm just a guy.
Ever been to war?
No.
Don't talk about it.
Seen some fights.
Sure you have.
Well, almost had you beat.
I talk about trading hands on a rooftop, Red.
It's much different than being in war.
Talking about shit, okay? Shit that you ain't been in.
I know one thing.
What's that?
War changes people. Sometimes they see things they can't unsee. Come home to find home's not there anymore. It changed. Or maybe they did.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, I know it can be hard.
Do you? You know it can be hard. You run
Probably
around this
much
city
more than you can
in
imagine.
Little boy's pajamas and a mask. You go home at night, right? Take that mask off. Maybe you think it wasn't you who did those things. Maybe it was somebody else. But see, soldiers, we don't wear masks, yeah? We don't get that privilege.
You know what I think?
What's that?
You're still at war.
For crying out loud. So you charge by the hour, Doc, or what? What I do, I just do. It's out of necessity.
Yeah, he's not
You know you're
thinking
not
it
the
like
only one, right?
I'm a good guy.
Who did
He's
you
just
lose?
like,
Huh? Was it someone you loved? Well, boo-hoo. Let me tell you something, buddy. Everybody's lost someone. Doesn't mean you have to do this.
The loss doesn't work the same for everybody,
Yeah,
Red.
that's right. It's clearly not working for you.
Well, maybe not. We don't get to pick the things that fix us, Red. Make us whole. Make us feel purpose. My moment of clarity came from the strangest of places. What kind of name is the devil of Hell's Kitchen anyway? I mean, really?
yeah, you're the devil?
I didn't ask for that name.
I'm sorry. I see you running from it.
I don't do this to hurt people.
Yeah, so what is that? Just a job perk?
I don't kill anyone.
Is that why you think you're better than me?
No.
Is that why you think you're a big hero?
It doesn't matter what I think or what I am. People don't have to die.
Come on, Red. You believe that?
I believe it's not my call, and it ain't yours either.
Somebody asked you to put on that costume, or you take it upon yourself? You know what I think you, hero? I think you're a half measure. I think you're a man who can't finish the job. I think that you're a coward. One thing that you just can't see. You know you're one bad day away from being me.
It almost happened last season.
Son of a bitch! See what you got, punk? Come on, get over.
Oh, great. Told you, gang fights, man.
Who was that? Just a rat.
We exterminated.
Don't. You heard the gun.
Remember my uncle used to tell me that all the time. He fumigated.
Hard work.
Yeah, well, that's all he could get after the war. You know, curse of a soldier.
Ain't that the truth?
You served.
No, 3rd Marine Division.
Fight the third.
Goddamn right. You?
Yeah, Iraq, Afghanistan. Semper Fi.
Or die.
I think there's no good in the filth that I put down. That's what I think.
And how do you know?
I just know. Look around, man. This city, it stinks. It's a sewer. It stinks and it smells like shit, and I can't get the stink out of my nose. I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call. That's what I think. I think you and me are the same. We're the same. You know it. Only I do the one thing that you can't.
Love this
You
episode.
hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down. It's permanent. I make sure that they don't make it out on the street again. I take pride in that.
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
What about hope?
Oh, fuck.
Come on, Frank.
About Santa Claus? You want to talk about Santa Claus?
I live in the real world too,
Yeah.
and I've seen it.
What have you seen?
Redemption, Frank. It's real. And it's possible. The people you murdered deserve
Such a
another chance.
real argument.
Rape again, is that what
No,
you
Frank,
want?
to try.
I
Again, Frank,
love the talking
to
over each
try.
other.
And if you don't get that, there's something broken in you can't fix. And you really are a nut job.
What are you saying?
You're unhinged, Frank. You are. You think God made you a one-man firing squad. But you're wrong. There is goodness in people, even in you. And you're gonna have to kill me, because I'm never gonna stop coming for you until I take you down. You wanna know why?
Why's that?
Because you're insane.
It seems like a sore spot for him. Someone else probably told him that something very important to him. Told him that.
Mr. Grote is a convicted criminal, and lucky we gave him the time of day. I'd forget about him if I were you.
Again, very. These guys are like the Punisher.
So you expect me to implicate the DA on purpose?
Basically.
Listen very carefully. You cannot come into my office asking me to betray my boss, throwing around allegations about this department you cannot substantiate. And then, Miss Page.
Yeah. He's having no. He's a legal man. He knows what he's doing.
Hey, asshole! How many priors you got?
What'd you say to me?
I asked you about your priors.
Yeah, keep talking shit. I'll check you into ICU myself.
You got face tattoos, friend. That's like telegraphing, I know what prison meatloaf tastes like.
You should better step back now.
I'm not gonna ask if you know what happens when you get charged with assault. I got a hunch you got more mugshots than baby pictures back home.
Man, who are you?
I'm the pro bono suit you'll try to retain after you go down for this. Only not even my soft-hearted partner will take your case, or any other self-respecting attorney in Hell's Kitchen. Not because you're so badass, but because you're just that stupid.
You got a big mouth, asshole.
You forget, I do this for a living. I could ask you to look at the faces of the other patients, every last one of them scared to death because the two of you can't keep it in your pants. But I'm guessing that neither one of you could give a collective shit. So I'm gonna do what attorneys do best and appeal to your selfish natures. Simply put, if you carve each other up now in front of these witnesses with cops right outside, you're screwed.
I can't just walk away, man.
I'm not asking you to lose the oh so serious stink eye. Just don't fight. Put him down. Let these people do their jobs.
Damn, Foggy. Once again, this is a season of Foggy.
357. One round in the chamber.
Oh my god.
Some things, they feel right in your hand, huh? Elliot Grote.
Yo, he got grotto. Wow.
What did you do to him? I caught this piece of shit stealing a car trying to skip town.
Scared, I'm sorry. I was running for my life. Stop it, Frank. He doesn't deserve to die just because you caught him stealing cars.
I didn't know. The old lady was in the house.
I'm not gonna shoot him.
I will. If you don't kill me first.
Jesus, what a test.
our mutual friend. I wish things could have been different between us. He's a very complicated man. And that I don't need.
Already got a very complicated job.
And I know he needs you.
Take the shot, Red! Take the shot! No! You don't do it, his death's on you. Either way, you're a killer. Two!
What kind of choice is that?
The kind I make every time I pull the trigger. The kind I'm gonna make right now.
That's a great line. Okay? Holy shit. Oh, death's on you. Back to a fight again. Holy shit!
Help me.
Okay, he ain't dead?
I'm dying.
He's still like, oh shit, I gotta do my thing.
Why didn't you stop him?
Ooh. Jesus.
Come on, let's go! Only way you get out of this is if you grow wings.
Oh boy. Oh.
Drop the gun! Drop it! You okay, sir?
Yes.
Get in your apartment. Lock the door.
What about you?
I'm good.
Oh wow, he didn't even put a bullet in it. I love. Didn't even give him a chance. I'm glad though, that's smart. He wasn't an idiot. He was like, nah, I just want to see if you will. Once again, fighting with a chain is so dope. I love he's having to fight with a gun taped to his hand. It's a great transition. God, I'm so glad we get another one of these fights, even if like it sucks that he's having to fight these people. Really dope camera. I actually like this a little bit better than Cutman, actually. Cutman's fight. Like, just a really dynamic camera angle. Jesus, it just keeps going. So exhausted. Whew. I would say Cutman did a lot better job at showing his exhaustion throughout the fight, though, I think. And now he's like, I gotta take a seat. Hold on. Okay, so I guess his name is Frank Castle. Oh, what is this? He's got a big head. Okay, he's shot in the brain. War does change you. He was shot in the head, and it did literally change him. Also, that was like the Punisher logo. That wasn't even like a normal human skull. That was like the Punisher logo. What is up with his head? Alright, I will see you guys for the discussion. Okay, that was insane. Like, I'm so happy we got a back and forth with Punisher and Daredevil so early. Was not expecting. I mean, like I was expecting to get it last episode by the end, but I'm saying like from up until the very end of the last episode, I was not expecting to get this early. And yeah, this felt again a lot like the Foggy versus Murdoch thing. This really felt like Murdoch v. Castle.
Yeah.
He's Jack Castle.
Frank Castle.
Frank Castle, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was F. Castle. He said his name was Franklin. Sure, Frank Castle. I mean, is that what it is in the comics? I think he said Franklin in this episode, right?
But no, like I just rewatched the scene when he's talking to the old war vet. He says Frank.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Where the hell were we?
Murdoch v. Castle.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So
it was really cool to have basically an entire episode that was like just them talking about their positions on being a vigilante.
Yeah, especially because, yeah, like they are both vigilantes, but definitely in they are vigilantes, but like the Punisher's way more of a just killer. Like, I don't know if he would even call himself a vigilante. I think he would just straight up call himself a killer.
Right.
But just, he has very specifics of who, I only kill the bad ones. that classic thing. But yeah, it's very interesting with the whole grotto situation, talking about how, he really, Punisher just ends the cycle. That's really all he's doing, is ending the cycle of the criminals do criminal things, they get put in prison, they go through the system and they lose faith in the system, so then they come out and they're jaded, and also they'll try to do something, and like we see in Ant-Man, they can't get a job, or, various things. You're getting out of prison, or you're... And like Grotto said, he was running from his life and he had to steal a car, and then Punisher is counting that as something that he's still a bad person.
Right.
There's a lot of times where it's just out of necessity that they have to go back into crime, but then it's like, but then they're just getting right back into crime, and then they're going right back into prison, which isn't reforming them well, and then they're being put right back out in the street, and then the Punisher's just like, fuck it, none of this works, I'm one man, what I'm doing isn't good. Like, it's a lot different than Light from Death Note, who is like the, I am doing good, I'm a good person for killing all these people. Whereas he's just like, I'm just the stopgap. Yeah. I'm just like, nope, the cycle ends here with you, cycle ends here with you, and just like taking out entire gangs at once, though.
Yeah.
Instead of going after very specific people. It's not like he's targeting people specifically. Like, he's not like, oh, this guy specifically is a really bad dude. He's just like, this whole gang, because they're associated with the gang, they're all bad. Right. So he definitely has a lot more fucked upness to him with that specifically. Like, I appreciate that he's not, while he does, he's going after specific people that, I only kill the bad ones. It's not as specific as some other shows that I only kill the bad ones kind of thing. What he considers to be a bad person is very Rorschach almost. Okay. Like, I don't think he's on that level, but any amount of criminality is bad.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that in that sense he isn't like hypocritical. Yeah. Like, in the sense that he completely admits to being a bad person, but his idea is just, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, which I really like that. I'm glad it's not which is different to, like, Daredevil and Matt, I think, thinks subconsciously of himself as Jesus. And his whole character is really fighting against that. Like, I think even he himself knows, like, and Punisher says, like, you're just a step away from being me. Matt is really a step away from being the devil or Jesus. I mean, I don't know if he's a step away from being Jesus, but a step away from, like, acting like he's Jesus. Okay. He always is trying to keep himself sort of between the two, with not killing anybody, not going too far in that, and keeping his, like, restrictions and his rules as to what he doesn't do. which as Punisher can say, could be complete arbitrary at times. Like not like, but like having such a black and white line is not a great thing. But at the same time, that's also what the Punisher has, a black and white line, just like, you do crime, you bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure where I was going with that, but just I don't know. Like, especially with the opening of this episode, really was like hammering in the like, Jesus symbolism with Matt,
right?
And everything. But yeah, I do appreciate that. Like, it's not like they're both, Matt thinks he's a good person and and Punisher thinks he's a bad person. It's not even like that. Like, Punisher does think he's a bad person, but Matt doesn't think he's a bad person or a good person. He just thinks he almost thinks of himself sort of as like a tool right now. Like, he's just doing what needs to be done. He is the tool. He's the hand of the city.
Okay.
Protecting the city. He doesn't really give a shit about himself at all.
Yeah.
He was very concerned with himself in season 1, and like, I don't want to kill, and like, he's, he has that himselfness with, I don't want to kill anybody, but a lot of what he does is just the almost like he puts himself into like actually what Punisher said, where you can go home at night and kind of pretend it was somebody else. I don't think he's exactly doing that, but it is similar of like, when he goes out, he's just like, I have to do this because if I don't, then people are gonna. It's a lot more. I don't know. It's less personal. It's more acting as a tool of the city or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it exactly.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Anything you have to say about that whole side of things between their two characters, like just the dynamic between the two of them, the differences and everything?
Just that I am glad that there is such a stark difference between them, because in episode 2, when Punisher was introduced, he was introduced as being, like, the term for the people that came up after Daredevil are the Devil Worshippers.
Yeah.
And I was worried that he would be more of a Daredevil fanboy in some way.
Oh, yeah,
like, because of the way they phrased it.
I did not think that, but I'm glad that they did not go that route.
Yeah, because I was worried that it was going to be hey, I'm doing this because of you, but I'm doing it better, and, I want to convince you to be my my bro in shooting bad guys.
Like, it is interesting, though. I think the way they phrased it, though, going back to that, where they're like, oh, yeah, he's like one of those devil worshippers, but they did say, but he's like way different than them.
Yeah.
Those, when the way he phrased it, like, oh yeah, those guys are just like, normal. I can't remember the way he phrased it, but like, they're just goofballs in suits, just wanting to help or whatever.
Right.
And I do like that. That seems to be just a thing in the Marvel universe. Even going back as far as like the Golden Age comics that I'm reading, I like, that is even a thing that comes up. Then I'm not sure if I even told you about that yet.
Oh, really?
But there's something like that, like where I've seen it in the Spider-Man games too, where it's just like it's this man is pretending to be Captain America, or is pretending to be Spider-Man, or something like that. But it is just like, it's like obviously just a guy in a really shitty painted on suit, and he's just like, telling cops like, hey, there's criminals over here.
Right.
Like, it's not like they're trying. Like, I actually appreciate that like, there is a stark difference between the normal kind of people who just put on pajamas and are like, kind of almost like grown-ass kids, just, man children, just sort of like wanting to help and fight crime in whatever way they can. But they never, as far as I've seen it so far, I haven't seen it done in like a plot of like, oh, but, they're actually trying to be Spider-Man. I'm sure it's happened, but I have not seen that yet. Okay. It seems like the majority is just like, they're a helpless kind of person. But, so, I doubt we'll get, like, that kind of plot. Maybe we'll. So, I appreciate that, like, Punisher is very different even from the normal devil worshippers.
Yeah.
Like, the public doesn't really seem to care much about the devil worshippers. They're like, yeah, they're kind of annoying, but whatever. But then Punisher is now when it's like, okay, this is a problem. Like, that's what it seems like to me, at least. That all the other ones have just been not much, like, they haven't been an issue. Like, it's not like they're criminals getting arrested. They're just like, they're just the devil worshippers. They get in the way of our police work, but whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Like, the whole prediction of, is Matt gonna try and like reform the Punisher? I don't know if that's gonna happen now. I don't think that's gonna happen. but he's gonna have to. I mean, he is gonna back down in some way. I think if he's gonna be on the Defenders, I assume he's gonna back down a little bit, or it might just be like a Hulk situation where it's like, all right, we gotta call out the Kill Man.
I could see it going both ways.
Yeah, like I could. Yeah. I have no idea which one I think it's gonna be. I think they will tone him down a little bit, but he'll be like, you know, if I'm doing anything, I'm gonna kill them.
Right.
But, you know, I'm not just gonna go out and kill whoever I want to kill anymore. Okay. But it's like a, you know, if they have him on the Defenders, I cannot imagine them having him on the Defenders and him not killing people.
Right.
I think that's just what my prediction is at the very least of it. If he's on the Defenders as a team member or whatever, then I feel like he's still gonna be killing people. Which is probably fine and for the best. I think it might be good to reach a middle ground of like, yeah, some people do deserve to just die, and I can't imagine being like, well, I can't stop the Punisher from killing them. But I don't know, that's gonna feel real weird if he's just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna let the Punisher kill that guy. Because that's so not Matt's character.
Yeah. Like, I do feel like the first few episodes of the season have set up this idea that what Matt's doing, both as a lawyer and as Daredevil, is too one-sided.
Yeah.
Like, he is trying to be the ultimate good guy, and it doesn't realistically work. But so I think he's going to find some sort of middle ground, but I don't know what it could be where it isn't, you know, you should kill people.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, there's the thing of like Turk, and he gets out of jail, and Matt finds him, beats him up, puts him back in jail, gets out of jail, rinse and repeat.
Right.
And it's like, man, you could do that 1,000 times for all the thousands of criminals, but you're one guy, and your body is wearing down, you're injuring yourself more and more. Yeah. His fucking senses are going now. Man. I don't know, like, it's not keep-upable.
Right.
It's not. It's really an infinite way. I mean, the stair fight really showed it. Like, that was the ultimate encapsulation of Daredevil, right? If this was the Punisher, it would be, boom, I kill them all, full stamina, I'm not hurt, I'm fine. Matt is he's going through, fighting all these guys, beats them down, they get back up, he beats them down again, they get back up, he beats them down again, they get back up, and meanwhile, he's just continuing to be on his feet and have to take everything while they're going down, getting back up, going down, getting back up, going down, getting back up, and if he goes down once, then it's done. It's perfect encapsulation of, you know, of Daredevil. What else? Okay, before we get into the ending with Punisher and all that and all the implications of that.
Sure.
First of all, actually, while we're still on the stairway fight, I liked it. I liked the Cut Man fight better, and honestly, even this season, I think there's been better fights, like the one with him and Punisher on the roof between the cops, like just firing at them.
Okay.
But yeah, this was like, it was technically astounding, but yeah, I don't know. Emotionally, like, I liked it as just, you know, his great encapsulation of Daredevil. But in terms of like a hype, because it went on so long, it was actually almost exhausting to watch.
Okay.
But I was like, whew, man, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Not as in like a, you know, come on, let's keep, but just like a, damn, man, this is just like, I don't know. Yeah. But how did you feel about it?
I thought it was really cool. Like, I like the implicit symbolism of him having the chains on one hand and the gun with no bullet in it on the other. Like, he's always pinned down, he's fighting all these people, and he could kill them, but he can't.
Yeah. I by the way, I said in my reaction, I was like, oh, Punisher never put a... When he, like, fires the gun, he's like, ah, and smiles at it. Because he didn't only put one bullet in the gun when he shot the chain, but I was like, oh, he never put any bullet in the gun. And I was like, oh, I forgot that he shot the fucking chain.
Yeah, which does, like, that would change Punisher's characterization a lot. This does show that he gave him a loaded gun. Like, he was willing to get shot in the head.
Yeah. Like, Yeah, that is it, because that does change a lot. That
Yeah.
he did have the bullet in there.
Ooh, I actually do want to ask, like, did you feel like he was going to shoot the Vietnam War vets?
I thought he would. I mean, I'm 100% like, thought he would.
Yeah.
When he like was like, no, I was like, wait, you weren't? I thought he would have been like, yeah, of course I was. Like, I didn't think he would have any problems with it. Like,
yeah, same.
Just being like, yeah, I would kill an innocent person if they got in the way.
I think that was more of a, like, he doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Like, he would seem 100% unhinged, and, Matt can see it, Matt knows. But he wants to give off the impression of being, 90% unhinged at the very least. Like,
yeah,
that is a guy he genuinely respects. He's a war vet. He served in Vietnam. He doesn't want to admit that, yes, I would have blown his fucking brains out.
Yeah. And, I guess, okay, let's just get into the end there. With okay, so he has a bullet in his brain. He is, assumingly, literally insane. Like, that might be why that, like, that line specifically hit him so much, of the "you're insane." Like, that line, I assumed was, like, somebody telling him that. Okay. Like, a family member or something, was like, "You're crazy, you're insane." And he'd be like, "I'm not insane!" But no, he shot in the head, might have actual brain. I mean, well, he's got to have brain damage to some degree, and like, war changes people quite literally,
right?
Like, you don't even know, because it is physically and mentally changed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also that X-ray shot.
Oh yeah.
Good God, what is up with his skull? I know they're trying to do the Punisher logo, but does he not have a jaw? It seems like he just has the top of his head and teeth.
Maybe they shot the X-ray at an angle. Like, oh, let's get a good angle for this.
I don't know how, like, on what universe did he get, like, a dentist X-ray, or like put this in your mouth to like block the cheekbones so we can take this X-ray of you?
It's got the big skull.
Yeah, the huge big. I honestly, before like the camera pans over and we see the bullet hole, I swear to God I was gonna lose my mind, because I thought the reveal was the Punisher has a really big brain. And so he is morally right, because he has a big brain. Like, and because it was the end of the episode, I was like, that's the reveal? He's got a big brain? Like, for a split second right before we saw that bullet hole. Oh, I mean, even now, though, he has an enormous skull. It's so big. That cannot be his X-ray. Like, I next episode, she's just gonna like be like, oh shit, this is the wrong X-ray. No, this is not his file. This is for Frogurt Castle.
Oh no, not Frogurt Castle.
Oh my God, that X-ray, I can't get over it. It's so goofy. Like, his eye sockets are like evil. Like, his eye, he was born with evil eyes.
It's his Kekkai Genkai.
I hope that is canon, that he's born with evil eyes and no jaw.
Oh no.
Okay, moving on. What was I say? Okay, the hospital scene with Foggy and Claire and all the criminals there. So, like, again, he's not worried about doing the right thing or what's saving the most amount of lives or anything like that, because what he's doing is causing the gangs to fight amongst each other,
right,
which is causing more casualties, hurting the gangs themselves, which he doesn't give a shit about, but it's causing chaos around the town in general,
right,
and in the hospitals. So it's really not about the here and now. It is really like his just big picture kind of thing.
Yeah, like, I think to him, like, we've brought up multiple times in the season that it's like a war zone now, and he's a one-man army. So I think he is seeing it as, regardless of what he does, people are gonna die due to crime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he considers whether it gets worse or better, just that, if he kills more criminals, that's the best possible outcome.
Yeah, it's a net gain overall, rather than a, like, here's how many lives I've saved today. Yeah, which is very, because Matt is way more personal, right? He he's not just helping. He doesn't have like a police scanner. I mean, not like he could afford one, but he's not like listening in for cop call. Like he does. He's listening in to the cop radios and stuff. I mean, what am I talking about? He literally does do that.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? But he doesn't go until like something actively happens. He waits for the crime, which that's good. It's better to not be preemptively attacking somebody that might be committing a crime. But yeah, he waits for there to be an action that then he follows.
Right.
Or he waits for a person to cry out for help or something. Whereas if someone is like, whatever, like if there's a commotion, he's not like, oh, I better go figure what that's at. He's just like, I'm just gonna keep listening until somebody says, help me, Daredevil. I don't think anybody has said that.
I mean, yeah, he's reactive. I think it comes down to the Winter Soldier problem once more of anytime they try to preempt crimes before it happens, that innocent people get hurt.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it is great. I'm glad we're bringing this back up again. But Foggy in the hospital, back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
Foggy in the hospital, fantastic scene as always. Foggy is nailing it with the legal scenes this season. Like, goddamn, Foggy's got the best legal shit going on. Yeah. Him appealing to the criminal's selfish nature was a very good parallel to Matt and Punisher, who both will not give in to the criminals in different ways. Whereas Foggy, wants to work with the criminals to help everybody.
Right.
Even the criminals themselves.
Also, big props to the ER scene for having the big medical feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a real ER. Before we got anything else, I thought the scene might just be showing how bad Claire's life is.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, is this because of the Punisher, or is this just Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
Which I do like was that this episode or was that last? No, I think it was this episode.
When she brings up Luke Cage?
Not Luke Cage specifically, but
Strongman.
Well, her working this shift because of what happened to Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Like, because she, was just on her shift and just fucking left, and then was just like, I'm sorry, I got sick and left. And they're like, well, you're gonna work a fucking hell shift. And then we now cut to Daredevil, her working that hell shift. Really, really nice callback. The superheroes may not get lasting injuries, but they do get lasting job problems. Also, just New York as a character itself, we bring up so much, but God, I love it. They talked about it this episode, like the characters talked about it. Oh, yes. And it really is so much more like, if somebody said that about like Seattle, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, and I've never lived in New York. So it is not like coming because I have bias or anything. It's just like, and it's not like it's because it's the capital of the United States.
It's not.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not like plenty of other countries you could say like, oh, like Seoul or Korea or whatever is like, has a character to it because it's like the capital or something. But it's not that. Okay. It's just, it's not even like because it's the biggest city. I'm not even sure if it is the biggest city. I'm not sure if Chicago, is still. I'm not sure if that's an old shit that I'm remembering, or if Chicago is still on the level population wise. I have no idea. Either way, it is something inherent about New York specifically. Like, is there anything like that in Canada? I'm actually curious. Like, do you think there's any?
I mean, yeah, I'd say Toronto. Like, a lot of people bring up Toronto as, the big Canadian city.
Well, I'm not saying like the big,
Yeah, but I mean, like, it is like it's like a place of its own, but it's not like that important overall.
What are the characteristics of Toronto as a character?
Everyone's really bad there. It feels like America. There's a barbershop on every single block that all seem to be owned by the same person.
Okay.
There's more crime.
Okay. Yeah, that's character. Crime is character.
I see.
You need to have a criminal. See, this is why we can't have the Punisher. He's gonna kill all the criminals in New York's gonna be boring. The character of New York is that every day you think you might die.
I mean, if the Punisher gets accepted and he continues to be himself for the rest of the MCU, you're still probably going to die in New York. I don't think that changes anything.
That's true.
Every other season of every other series could be that hero versus the Punisher.
Because every day you're a New Yorker and you're going to go, now, I know the Punisher's going to kill me if I jaywalk. Is it worth? I gotta jaywalk.
Because my boss, Kingpin 2, is going to throw me from a building if I'm late.
Oh my god. I don't know why I just pictured Kingpin throwing somebody from a building and Punisher shooting them before they hit the ground. No, I have to be the one. Anything else? Oh, Karen blackmailing the DA assistant.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how this seems like it's gonna go good, but it also backfire really badly.
Right.
I want to think this is a cool thing that Karen is doing, but every time Karen has tried to do something cool and this is spy-ish, but season 1 was more spying stuff.
Sure.
But anytime she tries to do something on the down low, under the system, tries to find loopholes, it's always like oh damn Karen, that's cool, and then next episode, oh actually, that was fucking stupid. So I'm afraid we're gonna get that. I'm afraid next episode we're gonna get a big, oh actually now all the police are here to arrest me. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say specifically.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah. That's it. I'll see you guys for the next episode. I would just say the acting between Matt's actor, I don't remember his name.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yeah. Charlie Cox and John Burthenall, I don't know. Birth Canal, something like that. Their back and forth between each other was so good, especially the overlapping of dialogue was fantastic.
Okay.
I feel like you very rarely get to see that in TV shows and everything like that. When a character's interrupted in a TV show, it is usually the person starts speaking and then the other person immediately stops speaking.
Right.
They recognize they've been interrupted the second the person opens their mouth, which is not really how it is in real life. Usually in real life, the other person starts to talk and then you get madder and you try and continue to talk louder than them and then you give up. That's usually how interrupting goes in real life.
I mean, I think that's a benefit of being a Netflix series. Anything that is running on cable can't do that because they know a lot of people are not going to be able to go backwards or rewatch the episode ever. So you gotta They know that nobody buys DVDs. You watch it airs on TV once and never again. Or it airs again, and then you say, I'm not watching that. I already saw it. Don't remember it, but I already saw it.
Oh, classic boomer. But yeah, it is a benefit of being Netflix. You're right. That's it, I guess. That's it.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.